It's got to be this week. We've gotten closer and closer and closer. We have to push it across the finish line this week. This has got to be the week. Holy fuck. Why is the chat not popping up? Oh, I've been so annoyed. I've been so annoyed with technology lately. Alright. Whatever. Chat's not popping up for whatever godforsaken fucking reason. Yeah. There we go. What up, Ronald? Alright, here we go. 10 straight. Get one wrong and you're done. I didn't watch a single second of NFL football yesterday. I don't even know who the fuck played. So we might be in for some trouble here. Let's go. Who won Saturday Night Football last night? Well, I know that was the Eagles. Teams who win multiple World Series titles in the 2010s: the Giants and Red Sox. Thought it could have been the Cardinals, but no, that was just 2011. Which of these pitchers didn't win a Cy Young as a Tiger? Chris Sale, what the hell? All right. So far, so good. Which of these MVPs never appeared in an NBA Finals game? That would be, unfortunately, Derrick Rose. Clyde Drexler never won an MVP, did he? Which of these teams had 3 Cy Young winners since 2011? Red Sox, Tigers, Royals, Mariners. Tigers. Oh, okay, hold on. We're kind of cooking here. Here comes the college football question. Where did Paul Skeens go to play college baseball? LSU. I did know that. All right, here comes the college football question. We just had to guess right. Terry Francona just returned to MLB as the manager of this team. Terry Francona. Reds. Okay. All right, hold on. Hold on now. Here comes the college football. This NBA team is the only 6th seed to win the NBA Finals. Wasn't it the Rockets? Because it was a weird year. Okay. 2 more. Who's the oldest NBA player to appear in a game? Oh, shit. There's no way it's LeBron. Vince Carter? Fuck. Who are these? Who even are these? Yep. Nat Hickey. I mean, well, let's see what the 10th one would have been. This NHL team holds the record for the longest undefeated streak in one season. Oh, this would have been a complete and total guess. Oilers. All right. Well, at least we know there was an NHL question that was stopping us. It does hurt to lose on a basketball question, yes. Although I will say, like, I'm not a super big historian. That you might say, dude, that's a basic, like, oldest player. I don't know. I don't do the trivia, like. But, we for sure would have smoked the hockey one. So we're all good there. All right, today on stream, we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We are going to rank all of the Thanksgiving food. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, why not do this later in the week? Because that's just what I want to do. Okay? It's just what I want to do. I found a tier list yesterday that I liked. All right, this is it right here. Any update on Luka's massive fat? Okay, wow. I almost read that entire message. Okay, here we go. We'll talk about some of the games from this past weekend. All right, here's one. Experts picks for early season awards. Let's read that article. I like that. And then we'll get to business. Bro reads all the wrong messages. Seriously. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And by the way, we are doing Monday through Wednesday tonight. Or this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on streams. Oh, here we fucking go. Mark Cuban's role with the Mavericks, not exactly what he expected when he sold majority stake. Oh. Good morning, folks. It is Monday, November 25th, 2024, 9:42 a.m. Central Standard Time. It is a beautiful day in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We got a lot to go over from this past weekend. We're going to have some fun later in the show. Going to rank some Thanksgiving food, figure out what is the best, definitively, what is the best Thanksgiving food that you could possibly have as we approach Thanksgiving, only a few days away. We just got this article that just came across our news desk here at the Slightly Biased Network. This article just came across our news desk from 20 minutes ago, and I wanted to look into it. Mark Cuban's role with the Mavericks, not exactly what he expected when he sold majority stake. Okay, when Mark Cuban sold the Dallas Mavericks, there was a stated expectation that he would continue to run basketball operations forevermore. By the time the Mavericks reached the finals last June, it was clear Cuban was no longer in charge the way he had anticipated, with Nico Harrison reporting directly to new owner Patrick Dumont. It's not a whole lot different than right before I sold the team, Cuban said. Nico was doing pretty much everything, and I would give him my thoughts and my feedback just like I do now. Then he added, "You're right. I'm not there making day-to-day decisions. That's all Nico. That's just the way it's evolved. Honestly, it is exactly the way I expected it to be." Oh, is it exactly the way I expected it to be? No, but we're winning and things are going well. I'm fine with it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That has recipe for disaster written all over it. It's been up and down, Cuban said, of adjusting to his new place in the Mavericks hierarchy. I've had moments of both times where I was like, okay, this is what we need to do, but I'm not the boss. And then there have been other times where I'm like, I'm glad I'm not the boss. He added, the only time I feel any regrets is when the NBA pisses me off. Maybe it would be different if we were losing and things weren't going well, but things are going well. It's nothing specific to the Mavs. I can't go into NBA meetings anymore and give them shit for being petty. Okay. So, yeah, but did he actually think that this was going to be like, hey, you sell the team? Actually, why don't you stick around and do all the shit that you were doing before? Did he actually think that was going to be what happened? Surely not, right? But then also at the same time, a lot of these, the quotes in this article read to me like, the moment shit goes bad, this is going to be terrible. The moment there's a 5-6 game losing streak, this is going to be a problem. So that's rather unfortunate. Yeah, it is. It sells the team. Wait, what? I don't own the team anymore? No, Mark, you can't do all the owner stuff because you're not technically the owner anymore. Wait, what? I thought I did. The way that was described at the time is like Cuban's selling the team, but he's still going to be like the owner. But he's not like the real owner, but like he's going to do all of the stuff a real owner does. What does that mean? He really thought someone would pay $3 billion for the team and not want control? I think it's more, from what it seems to me, from an outsider's perspective, obviously, it seems to me like the Dumonts are like the Adelsons are like, yo, Nico Harrison, you've done a good job. You kind of like run shit here. And then maybe they're also like, why exactly are evil? Yes, that's a different conversation, but yes. But they're also like, why are we like listening to Mark Cuban exactly? Like, why are you in the picture, really? Like, we have a GM that we think is really good, was a former Nike executive. We don't really need you. We don't need you in between. I don't know. That's interesting. No, I definitely see that. I definitely see that turning into a shit show. I definitely see that turning into a shit show at some point. They're probably going to give Mark one last deal to make, and he went for Spencer. No. Let's go over some of the important little tidbits from this weekend, games that we missed. The Mavericks beat the Nuggets on Friday night. Obviously, that was a great win, great performance by the Mavericks. Jamal Murray stinker, but he did make up for it the next night. I'm scrolling through some of these games to see if there's any games from Friday night that I really wanted to harp on and talk about, but I don't really think so. We'll talk about the Kings a tiny bit here. I am doing a power rankings video today on this channel, so I'm not going to dive like too deep into some of these games, some of these teams, because I will be talking about them in further detail later today. But I'm just trying to refresh my brain and remember if there's any specific game that I want to talk about. The Bucks beat the Hornets on Saturday night. You know, LaMelo Ball drops 50 points, 10 assists. He did put up, 38 shots. That's okay. That's 50 points on 38 shots. That's really not terrible. If you're going to take 38 points, if you're going to have 38 points, you better be dropping 50. So at least he did that. So our boy LaMelo Ball comes through yet again. But another big storyline here is Grant Williams does tear his ACL in this game. Will miss the remainder of the season. Unfortunate injury. Really unfortunate for the Hornets because they're already dealing with so many injuries, and Grant Williams has been like a pseudo, like small ball player for them at times. And they're really going to have to rely on Musa Diabate to play center minutes because Taj Gibson's in the rotation, and it's going to be, it's going to be tough sledding for this team that's already so injured. Like, when the fuck is Mark Williams coming back, man? When is Mark Williams coming back? I want to love this team so much more than I do. It's going to be a lot of minutes for Salon as well. How do you feel about Luka Doncic? By the way, the Bucks are on a nice little winning streak. They're now 8-9, and I think they're only 2 games out of the 1 seed, I think, if I read that correctly. It is the Eastern Conference. They actually might be tied for the 1 seed. Now that I think about it. Spurs beat the Warriors. I want to talk about this game. This shit was crazy. The Warriors look like they were going to beat the Spurs pretty comfortably. Heading into the fourth quarter of this game, and then the fourth quarter comes around, and the Spurs win 33-13, go on a crazy run to end the game, led by their 2 young stars, Victor Wembanyama, who hit a couple of threes late in the game. He had 25 points, 9 of 21 from the field, 3 blocks. Kind of a modest Victor Wembanyama game, although he did have 9 assists. And their other young star, Stephon Castle, who had 19 points in this game, 3 assists, had a couple of plays. There was a play late in this game with a minute or so left. The Spurs are pulling away a little bit. A minute left in the game. They're up by 7 points. I'm sorry, 8 points. Probably over. But Stephon Castle puts full court ball pressure on Steph Curry, follows him off of 2 screens, an off-ball screen, prevents a shot, and it leads to a miss from the Warriors to basically ice the game. He's done so many good things this season for them, Stephon Castle has, that, I have said that I don't really think there's a star in this draft class, and I'm not going to lie. I don't know. I think Stephon Castle is going to be a unbelievable player. And he, to me, is the guy. Like, currently, I think Jared McCain would win the Rookie of the Year, obviously. But I watched Stephon Castle. I'm like, that's the guy that I think I'd want on my team. If I had to pick anybody from this draft class so far who would, put on my team, that's who I have. Stephon Castle, I think, would be number 1 just because of all of the things that he does. His defense, his intensity, his feel for the game. It's all there. This Spurs team this Spurs team's pretty fun, man. They're 9-8. Like it isn't like we're talking about a team that's, 6-12 or like, yeah, they're fun. They're a fun little tanking team. Best two-way player McCain and Connect don't got what he has, but no one's talking about Stephon. I think a good amount of people are actually now kind of waking up to him a little bit. Harrison Barnes, 22 points, 7 of 8 from the field, hit some big threes in this game as well. Just a bit of a meltdown by the Warriors. Their fans were losing their brains. They were dealing with some injuries. No Kuminga in this game, so that one hurt a little bit. But, yeah, I don't – we're going to do the power rankings later. I really don't know what the fuck I think about this Warriors team. Like, I genuinely don't. I have no clue. If I'm like – no, this team is real, and they're going to be a top, contending team by the end of the season. They're on a 16-win pace. That's about right. I definitely don't think that. But I do think, Wiggins has had a good start to the season, but overall, I sort of feel as though, I don't know. I sort of feel like they're lacking offensively, I think. And when the game slows down, I just worry in a playoff setting what that's going to look like for them. Does that make sense? But they've still been great to start the season. But a really impressive win, man. A really impressive win by the Spurs, who are quietly, defensively, top 13 in the league. Their offense has some their struggles, but over the past week, they've been above league average. The past 2 weeks, they've been above league average, both offensively and defensively, 5-2. And one of those losses was a huge blowout loss to the Mavericks when they were without Wemby. So that's even skewing the numbers a little bit. The best lineup in the league. Do they? Here's some lineup data. The best lineup in the league currently that's played over 100 possessions is surprisingly, well, not that surprisingly, the Sacramento Kings, but De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis. Now, of course, Monk's been out for quite some time now, so we haven't seen too much of this group, but a 145 offensive rating from that 5. Of course, the Denver Nuggets with Jokic are going to be on here. 2 Denver Nuggets ones. Minnesota Timberwolves. Wait, what is this stat? Why are these guys here? Okay, the Spurs. All right, the Spurs do have the second best one. Chris Paul, Stephon Castle, Sham Penny, Harrison Barnes, and Victor Wembanyama. Interesting. That is interesting. I wonder who has the best defense out of all of these teams. Minnesota with Conley, DiVincenzo, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Naz Reid, and Rudy Gobert. Huh, that's interesting. Someone's missing. Someone's missing from that group. Two people are missing. Interesting. Yeah, you're right. Actually, two people are missing from that group. And then the Nuggets bounce back after a back-to-back loss, a tough home loss to the Mavericks without Luka Doncic the night prior. Saturday night, they go into Los Angeles and blow out the Lakers. The Lakers team just can't. I mean, they got to call him daddy. Pedro Martinez, in I believe it was 2003, came out and said the Yankees were his daddy. And in a lot of ways, I think that exercised some demons for him and for the Boston Red Sox, who would eventually go on to, beat the Yankees the following year and win the World Series. I think that the Lakers need to come out and just straight up say, yes, the Denver Nuggets are our daddy. And I want to bring this up really quickly right here. Usually I hate this type of shit. And Jokic stands and Jokic fans do this more than anybody else. Where they will be like, this is one of the craziest passes that haven't led to assists that you'll ever see. And I'll be like, a Jokic pass, that is kind of crazy, but it's like a turnover because his teammate wasn't ready. And I was like, all right, let's chill out. Or I remember there was a time last year where Jokic missed like a 35-foot prayer, game-winning attempt. And people on Twitter were like, man, it just goes to show how great Jokic is that, like, you even thought that was going in. I was like, what are we doing? Like, what the fuck? What is this kind of discourse? Like, yeah, he missed that shot, but, man, just imagine if it went in, though. That's like when people lie about something, and then you tell them it's a lie, and then their response is, yeah, but the fact that you would even believe it just goes to show how terrible it is. However, I will say this. This full court heave with 0.3 seconds left is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Is there a baseline angle of this? So if you're listening to this on Spotify, leave a 5-star review. Also, if you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you leave a like. How would you even describe this? He volleyball taps an inbound pass 90 feet away from the basket, and it damn near almost goes in. I for the life of me cannot understand how in the fuck he even got enough power on this to make that shot happen. It's not as close as it seems from this angle. Okay, it being online is one other thing. The fact that he generated enough power on that volleyball tap to get that thing 90 feet across the court is genuinely insane. Is this the right room to find girls? Yes, it is, actually. Come on in. Okay, but seriously, what is your opinion so far this season? There are just a few teams balling constantly. All other teams feels like having highs and lows. Yeah, it's been a weird start to the season for sure. And this is teams like the... What's the mustard thing? Okay. I will not be listening to that album. $34 points for Jokic in this game, 13 rebounds, 8 assists. You get Jack carrying haystacks? Kendrick Lamar screaming like that? I'm out. But this Lakers team, they're fraudulent. They absolutely are. Their record is not an indicator at all of who they are as a team. And this will become apparent over time. I've walked back the walk back of my walk back. I've walked back the walk back of my walk back. Okay, and we're not walking back that walk back. Do the math. I don't believe in this team in the slightest. I don't care that they're 10-6. That is fake. That is unbelievably fake to me. Their defense is atrocious. Their depth is atrocious. How in the fuck they're 10-6 is a miracle. And you can just sort of tell. You can tell whenever you see Lakers fans pop up on your timeline. You can tell when you're in Lakers forums or whatever. They know it. They know it deep down. There's a feeling of insecurity there. Not the quadruple walk back. It had to happen. And you're relying on AD being the league leading scorer. Yeah, that seems. Dude, you walked it back 2 streams ago. No, I know that was my walk back of the walk back of my walk back. So this is where I've been now for about the last week or so. And this is where I'm planting my flag firmly. And then we had some games yesterday. We'll talk about this Heat Mavs game. The Timberwolves lose by 2 points to the Boston Celtics. Jaylen Brown started this game on absolute fire. Started this game 5 of 5 from 3. 15 points. And another tough loss to the Timberwolves, who now find themselves 8-8 on the season. And it's just, what do you even do with this information, really? I mean, going on the road and losing by 2 points in Boston is not the end of the world whatsoever. But I guess some encouraging news would have to be that Rob Dillingham has looked pretty solid in the minutes that he's gotten so far this season. So they made that big move to trade up into the top 10 in this draft to pick up Rob Dillingham. And he feels like he's coming into his own, but the Timberwolves, there's a lot of parallels to the Mavericks in a lot of ways, where a loss like last night for them, you're like, okay, that didn't look that bad. Like that's not the end of the world, that loss right there. But then you look at the record, it's like, yeah, but we need to fucking put together some wins. Rob is a big problem on defense. Oh yeah, that'll be an issue for him his whole career. Absolutely. But the Celtics, who, it's kind of interesting, this Celtics team, how they're winning games. It does feel like they're cruising, absolutely. Anytime I watch a Celtics game, I definitely feel like there's a level of cruise going on. Now they are like missing KP, obviously, but am I wrong in thinking that? I do think the Celtics are the best team in the league so far. I know the Cavs are doing X, Y, and Z, but I watch the Celtics team, and I just don't think there's anybody who does shit like they do. Nobody does the things that they do. Nobody's capable of doing the things that they do. The way that they move the ball, their 3-point, their sheer volume from 3. And they're kind of just like sleepwalking a little bit and still winning games. Their worst starters, Drew Holiday. I don't think people are ready to admit this is a dynasty in the making. Yeah, I mean, what would prevent it from being like a dynasty is they're not really like a young team. Tatum and Brown are still young, but the surrounding pieces aren't like necessarily young. But absolutely, I mean, I'd pick them to win the finals this year pretty comfortably. The Clippers blow out. And I mean annihilate the Philadelphia 76ers in Philly. Fans rain down boos. The Sixers are now 3-13. Again, we are doing a power rankings video later, so I don't want to like dive too deep into some of these teams. But I mean, two teams that are completely opposites of each other to start the season. Like the Clippers look much better than, and I even thought the Clippers would be competitive, but they look much better than I think anybody could have expected. Whereas the Sixers look much worse than I think anybody could have possibly imagined. Harden ball saving lives, for real. I saw a tweet yesterday that the Clippers have had the most double-digit leads in the league so far this season. Maybe Tobias was the glue guy. Everybody hated him. The Cavaliers are 17-1 now. Ty Jerome's been unbelievable for them. The Nets beat the Kings. The Kings score 15 points in the fourth quarter. Again, I'm going to save some talk for later. I'm so uninspired by this Sacramento Kings team. I mean, they desperately miss Malik Monk. But I'm so unbelievably uninspired by this Sacramento Kings squad. They have completely gotten the dribble handoff game, which we used to make fun of and joke about, the Sabonis dribble handoffs and stuff like that. But it was a very important focal point of their offense. And that's like gone entirely. Which anybody with a brain saw, wait, how are you guys going to space the floor exactly? And the Nets pull Cam Thomas with a 34-piece. Cam Johnson had 16 points. Ben Simmons made some plays defensively in this game. Yeah, they're not very happy with Mike Brown. We'll see how this thing progresses moving forward. Once they get Malik Monk back, their bench will look 10 times better. But man. Then we had the Mavericks losing to the Miami Heat last night, 123-118. A fun game, overtime game. The Mavs just let it slip from their grasp at the end of the game in a very frustrating fashion. A very frustrating fashion for the Dallas Mavericks, who, where do we begin? I would like to point attention to some of the offensive possessions down the stretch of this game for the Mavs. With 1:10 left, Mavs up by 1. Bucket goes such a long way. They don't get the ball within the three-point line at all. Dribble the air out of the basketball. I love you too, Noah. Dribble the air out of the basketball, and then Kyrie shoots a tough contested three that clanks off the side of the rim. That one stings. Up 1 with 16 seconds left. You hit a couple free throws. Game's basically over. Or at least you force them to take a very tough three to tie the game. Or, you put yourself in a position where you can foul. You did a good job rebounding last night, so you can intentionally foul, get the rebound, make free throws, whatever the case may be. Kyrie misses a free throw, which led to it being a 2-point game, which led to this unfortunate inbound play that ESPN's showing right now. The quality on the video is really good. But unfortunate inbound play where just a miscommunication. You see Derek Lively starting on Kevin Love. PJ Washington's guarding Jimmy Butler. Now, I would immediately say, I don't know about face guarding past half court here. I do understand it. You don't want any guy coming off of a screen and getting a wide open three or something like that. So you want to play high. But I don't know if I love this necessarily. Like, I'd rather give up a free catch here in the backcourt and then we can defend versus letting, a miscommunication on a screen, which has already happened once this season for us. A miscommunication defensively, and then now a guy has a wide open dunk. Yeah, no, it was a really good play by the Heat. They know the Mavs are probably going to switch everything. And so that kind of leads me to think that this is partially PJ and Derek Lively's fault. But you see, PJ's, if they are switching everything here, Derek Lively is on the switch. So PJ, you could see PJ's confusion right here, where he's kind of glancing at Kevin Love like, oh, fuck, I need to come up here so I can defend this Tyler Hero, off-ball screen. Then Derek Lively sees that PJ at his peripheral is sticking with Jimmy Butler. So then he sees Kevin Love up here, and he's like, oh, shit, I need to get out there and defend that. So both guys make the fatal error here of stopping in their tracks. And then there goes Jimmy Butler to the rim for what should have been an and one dunk. Was a great play by Spoelstra in the Heat. Just got to be on point defensively there. Kevin Love gravity. It's not even really the Kevin Love piece of this. It's if Kevin Love's setting a screen for Tyler Hero at the half court line, you need to get up. You see Quentin Grimes is calling out a switch. So this leads me to believe that they are switching everything here, which would then mean that this would pretty much be on Derek Lively. Unless, I don't know. Just got to talk. Got to communicate right here. You got to know. Someone has to say something. I bet that was a kick out to Hero until the Mavs brain fart. Yeah, so you obviously, if you don't defend, if you're not up here for this Kevin Love screen, Hero is coming off of this screen with a runway for a pull-up three right here, which he's been hitting at a high clip so far this season. It's crazy too, because if you ask me who you want guarding Jimmy and Love to close the game, it's PJ and Lively. Yeah, I mean, it's just a fucking, a breakdown that really can't happen in that moment. And that's now been twice this season. The Mavs have had a crucial breakdown defensively down the stretch of games where it just looks like people don't know what they're supposed to be doing. And I, by the way, that game against the Jazz, I actually, believe it or not, defended Luka for that last play. Did say that it was bad, but I did say that was such like a bad miscommunication. There's no way it was one guy's fault. And this is something a little bit similar here. So, just an unfortunate overtime. The Mavs only score 4 points. Kyrie Irving looked completely and totally gassed in the closing stretch of this game. Missing threes, just not even really attacking. And then the story that everybody is talking about, Spencer Dinwiddie playing, 28 minutes, that's fine in an overtime game without Luka. You need some ball handling, whatever. But the final 22 minutes of this game, Spencer Dinwiddie was on the basketball court. Did not come out of this game, got subbed in halfway through the third quarter, and played the remainder of the game. Now, beyond, it's not like Spencer Dinwiddie was on a heater and you needed him out there. Did he have a couple of good drives? Yes. Did he have a couple of good, kickouts and stuff like that? Yes. Did he have a couple of nice defensive plays? Sure. But what I don't understand, I would sit here and say, man, that's, a 22-minute stretch for Luka or Kyrie is like a lot. Like, we need to figure out a way to get them some rest. We need to figure out a way to get some rest for those guys. Like 22 straight minutes for Spencer Dinwiddie is fucking insane, man. That shit's crazy. And he had some terrible shots in overtime. I don't know. Would have liked to have the ball in Najee and PJ Washington versus Dinwiddie at the end of games. That's what, I mentioned this on Locked On. Najee Marshall was great in the second half of this game. The PJ Washington, who had 21 points in this game on 7 of 14 from the field. The PJ Washington post touches, give the ball to PJ in the post, and let's see what happens. Let's make something shake. Like, those work for you. And they go away from it late in games because I just think there's like this hierarchy, one. And two, I think there's this fear factor where it's like, yeah, but we didn't bring these guys in to do that. Like, we brought in Kyrie to do that. We have Luka to do that. And then we brought in Spencer Dinwiddie to do that on occasion, I guess. I guess that's what they fucking think. And it is why don't you guys go to what's been working, though, this whole game? I don't get it. Spencer Dinwiddie hasn't worked at all. And even down the stretch of the game, Kyrie hit some big threes, but it was obvious that he was gassed. So, I don't know. Desperately need Luka back for a game like this. And then even the end of that Nuggets game where the Mavericks were slipping a little bit. Luka, just having that guy out there. But then also, Exum, you really miss Exum. You miss Exum's just defense, obviously. You miss Exum's. Last year, he was making big threes and big moments. But also, you just miss Exum's. I know what I'm doing with the basketball in my hands. Could there be some annoying timid moments from Exum? Absolutely. But I would take the timidness over Spencer Dinwiddie hoisting, sidestep threes 5 seconds into a shot clock down 2 with 2 minutes left in overtime. So all of these things, though, for the Mavs are ultimately encouraging. I will continue to say this. Now, if we get 40 games into the season and they're 21 and 19, then we can be like, okay, can you guys start fucking winning games, please? All of these numbers are cool and all that. The win differential, you have, according to Cleaning the Glass, you have the 30th. You're 30th in expected win differential, meaning all of your advanced metrics. Let's see. All of your advanced metrics would make it so you're a 12 and what would this be for the Mavericks? 12-5 team. According to these advanced metrics, you're playing like a 12-5 team. That would be incredible. We would be so excited if this team was 12-5. My God, the advanced metrics say that the Houston Rockets should be 14-4. Good God. I don't know how I feel about that. That's crazy. But you got to string together some wins. Killy Kid fucked up. Killy Kid did fuck up. I thought Killy Kid was great against the Nuggets. I thought his rotations were good. I thought the intentional foul decisions were incredibly smart. I thought their offensive game plan was perfect and they executed it really well. I just don't know how I can defend the Spencer Dinwiddie stuff. And that's really all I'm upset about. But yeah. Shout out to the Rockets because their backcourt sucks. Yeah, if you were to tell me the Rockets were this good, I for sure would have thought Jalen Green was having a huge breakout season. Kid, the Mavs team seem to be better in rematches. That's why they're good in series. Jalen Green is the agenda list. Yeah, fuck, man. And unfortunately, I want to say this too. Another unfortunate Mavs loss. I don't know, man. I don't know. Where having like a discourse about basketball really in general now, but especially this Mavericks team currently, it's impossible anywhere. I've really enjoyed the playback streams. They've been a lot of fun. I love doing, I think chat there's been great. The chat on YouTube last year was reaching a terrible point. But Twitter, dude, I don't like, it's getting to this annoying fucking state where anytime you say something, it's a slide against somebody else. Anytime you don't say something, it's a slide against somebody. It's like, guys, like what you're talking about is such an unfun way to watch sports, and I don't want to gatekeep you at all, but how is this an enjoyable fucking sports experience for you? It's not a healthy relationship. Discovering that Twitter's toxic in 2024. I mean, I know Twitter's toxic, but it has been like a fun place to talk about sports and memes and shit like that. And this has just been I don't even know how to describe it, man. Blue sky? Maybe. Maybe. Nice win for the Heat, though. Jimmy Butler was awesome in this game. 33 points for him. He was incredible. Alec Burks off the bench was really good in this game as well. 15 points, 5 of 9 from the field, 4 of 8 from deep. Pele Larson made some plays happen as well. He was solid for them. So, Bam hit a couple of corner threes, but I didn't think it was necessarily a great Bam game. Tyler Hero had 10 rebounds, huh? Huh. Interesting. So anyways, that's how we feel about that. Let's really quickly here. I do kind of want to take a peek at this article that I saw pop up that I thought was kind of interesting. NBA's early season expert picks for MVP, Rookie of the Year, and more. We'll look at this, and then we're gonna rank Thanksgiving food. We're gonna put on some Christmas music because you know what? I think Thanksgiving's a fine time to play Christmas music. What do you guys feel about this? Blue Sky is like kind of millennial core humor, but the more people join, the better the algorithm will be. It does feel very millennium core. All right, here we go. If the top NBA awards were handed out 1 month into the 2024-2025 NBA season, which players and coaches would claim their coveted titles? I can guess. I'll guess right now, and I'll just say who I would pick, and then we'll see. MVP is obviously Jokic. I don't think there's an argument for literally anybody else at this point in time. Rookie of the Year, I would give it. Jalen Wells has been really good, but I think I would give it. You have to give it to Jared McCain. He's been the best rookie. Defensive Player of the Year is interesting. Who would you give this to? Would you give it to Wemby? I mean, the Spurs defense. I think I said the reason why I didn't pick Victor Wembanyama to win Defensive Player of the Year before the season started. Is because I didn't think the Spurs defense would be good enough. I thought that they'd be trash, but I did say if they were like around league average, that it would be his. So I kind of feel like it might be Wemby right now. Defensive player of the year was Chet Salute before he got hurt. Yes, absolutely. Chet was playing like a defensive player of the year. I could see an argument absolutely for Draymond with how good that defense has been. Dyson Daniels, it's so hard for a guard to win it, but yeah, he's been otherworldly. Some of the stuff Dyson Daniels has done. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Marcus Smart winning that award had killed that for guards. People are like think Marcus Smart moving forward. But I would say Victor Wembanyama right now. Sixth man of the year. I mean, Peyton Pritchard. Is it Peyton Pritchard pretty comfortably? PJ could have had a shot if we were actually winning games. Trey Man's a little hot and cold. Buddy Hield. Yes, Pritchard did win. Najee's kind of an interesting one. If he keeps up this level of play, he'll have at least an argument. Trey Man absolutely has aura. That much is certain. Ty Jerome, is that who you're talking about, Joe? I think Ty Jerome does have kind of an outside argument, if that's who you're talking about. Most improved player. Who do we give most improved player so far this season to? There's a couple of names that are interesting. Like I'm really am against second year guys getting it, but Bilal definitely would have an argument, I think. Christian Brown's definitely a good one. Norm Powell, Zubats. It's weird that a guy's that age could win it. But sure, yeah, Norman Powell's been awesome. I think kind of the thing for me with Norm Powell is I know Norm Powell's a fucking bucket getter. I've never not known that. His volume and usage has ticked up. That's true. He's never played this good. Norm Powell definitely has an argument. Zubats definitely has an argument. Christian Brown would be a good one. LeBron James. Yeah. It's the best he's ever been. Christian Brown jump is what I like to see in the award. I think Jalen Johnson, he was in there last year as a candidate. I think he would throw. I mean, Dyson Daniels you have to mention as well. I actually think Dyson Daniels would be my pick for this, just because he's had kind of an absurd leap. RJ Barrett. I mean, Grady Dick, if you want to go second year, guys. And coach of the year, who would it be so far? I think Kerr would have a really good case. Nobody really expected them to be this good. Kerr or Atkinson. It'd be Kenny Atkinson right now if the season ended. All right, let's see what ESPN's saying. Who will win the NBA MVP? Jokic got 67% of first place votes. Who in the flying fuck gave Shea a vote for first place? What are we doing? How is Jokic not 100%? I don't really think there's an argument for anybody else. Jokic 1, Anthony Davis 2, Jason Tatum 3, Shea 4, Giannis and Steph tied for 5th. Shea's his team top 3 with them being hurt, chilled. No, I mean, Shea's had a great start to the season, don't get me wrong, but how are we voting for AD first, too, over Jokic? That feels like voter fatigue through and through. Hasn't Anthony been boo-boo the last few games? Yeah. I don't know when they voted on this, though, to be fair. Rookie of the year, Jared McCain. I don't think it'd be unanimous. I honestly didn't know what this article was going to be. I didn't know if it was one guy, but the fact that it's like a group of people makes it more entertaining to me. Jared McCain got 83% of the first place votes, followed by Dalton Connect, Zach Edey at 3, Stephon Castle, Jalen Wells, Zachary Richardson, Alex Sarr, and Reed Shepard, all getting votes as well. But yeah, Jared McCain right now would be running away with it. I mean, we haven't seen a rookie guard this good in quite some time. You have to go back to John Morant. You have to go back to maybe even Luka Doncic since we've seen a rookie guard play at the level Jared McCain's playing at currently. And it doesn't really make sense. Dalton Connect's been really good as well. obviously, made a video a couple days ago. Make sure you go watch that. That video didn't get the love that it deserved, honestly. It was a really good video. It was one of my favorite videos I made about Roddy Bobois and Dalton Knecht hitting 9 threes in a game, which tied the rookie record for most threes made in a game with Roddy Bobois, Yogi Ferrell, and Keontae George, who did it last year. Zach Edey at 3. I'd personally have Stephon Castle over Zach Edey. I'd probably have Jalen Wells over Zach Edey as well. I'm not sure Zach Edey's been the best rookie on his own team. When will the next MVP be a U.S. citizen? Well, it won't be this year. Edey has been really solid, though. Is dealing with an ankle injury currently. Alex Sarr, that's a nice shout. Alex Sarr's been good. And Reed Shepard. Defensive Player of the Year. Wembanyama gets 67% of the first place votes. Anthony Davis gets 8%. Okay, someone gave Dyson Daniels the first place vote. How about that? Draymond is tied for second with Anthony Davis. Somebody gave Franz Wagner a first place vote. Look at that. When was the last U.S. MVP? James Harden, right? OG gets the first place vote, which I think is a good shout. OG's been really solid. But yeah, Victor Wembanyama. It kind of feels like it's happening. If Chet was healthy, this would be a lot more entertaining and interesting. But he's not going to meet the requirements, is he? Like, that's already pretty much stamped. That's really unfortunate, man. That's really unfortunate. And you see, bam, it was right there for you, dude. It was right fucking there for the taking. Right there for the taking, and you couldn't seize it. It's never going to be Bam. Sixth man of the year, 55% of the vote goes to Peyton Pritchard. 27% goes to Buddy Hield. Bogdan gets 9%. Tari Eason gets 9%. Oh, Tari Eason's a good one. So Peyton Pritchard first, Buddy Hield second, Naz Reid third, Bogdan fourth, Tari Eason tied with Bogdan. Deuce McBride, Trey Mann, there's our guy Trey Mann, TJ McConnell, and Russell Westbrook. No Najee. Najee's been starting a little bit, though. Bogdan just came back from injury. How did he get votes? Yeah, the Bogdan one's interesting. I'm assuming 8, like when it says 9% of first place votes, I'm guessing that's one vote. But yeah, Bogdan's played in 4 games. So I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely sure what the fuck that is. Bogdan's played in 4 games and has been terrible. So, do they explain that in this article, actually? No, they do not. All right. This feels like it's Peyton Pritchard's award, which would be what, second time in 3 years that a Celtics won it? Or is that 4 years? When did Brogdon win it? That was 2 years ago. Most improved player, Dyson Daniels, number 1. All right, that would be my selection. That would be my pick right now. Getting 33% of first place votes. J-Dub in number 2. It's a solid one. 17% of first place votes. Cam Thomas, number 3. Also 17%. Evan Mobley, 4. Jalen Johnson tied for 4. LaMelo Ball got a first place vote. Ty Jerome got a first place vote. How about that? Cade Cunningham. Oh, man. I don't think I could put Cade Cunningham in a most improved category currently. I don't. The improvement has been being healthy and being on the floor at least. But Alperen Şengün, Norm Powell, Benedict Mathurin, Franz Wagner, and Ochai Agbaji. Ochai Agbaji getting a shout. The Raptors, I think, have the two of the 4 guys with the biggest jump in points per game from last year to this year, Grady Dick and Ochai Agbaji. I'm trying to remember who the other 2 were. It was Dyson Daniels and then somebody else. Can't remember who the other guy was. He's probably on this list. Jokic for most improved player. if Jokic it leads the league in 3-point percentage by the end of the season, fuck it. Give him all the awards. You know, bring him off the bench the last 20 games of the season. We'll just throw him 6th man of the year. Who will win coach of the year? Kenny Atkinson right now gets all first place votes, 100%. All right. Yeah, I mean, he's done a great job. 17-1. Their offense looks incredible. So absolutely. Joe Mazzulla, 2nd place. Steve Kerr, 3rd place. Ime Udoka and JJ Redick tied. Why? Jamal Mosley, 6th. Dagnall, 7th. Once you win it once, once you win this award once, you just get tossed to the fucking garbage bin. Like, once we give you your credit as a good coach, we just throw you away. Sorry, Dagnall. JB Bickerstaff, 8th. Michael Malone, 9th. Record is nice and all, but do any of them have a legendary nickname like Kill a Kid? What was Bill Simmons' nickname for Joe Mazzulla? 2nd Row Joe. All right, that's it for this article. Pretty interesting. Kill a Kid demoted to CTE Kid. Kill a Kid because he kills his fans. All right, let's fire up some Christmas music. Let's get into the let's get into the meat and potatoes of this stream. No pun intended. Get it, guys? Meat and potatoes. Christmas time is here. Preview Mavs versus Hawks. Mavs play the Hawks tonight. There's my preview. The second Miami finished top 3 in the East. He gets it unanimously, though. I don't know. I kind of feel like Spo's Coach of the Year days might be gone. That sounds stupid to say, but is this Christmas songs? Oh, I've already played this before. This is 15 minutes in. All right, folks. Right now, we are going to rank Thanksgiving foods. Creating a top 50. 50s, wow. 50's a lot. Okay. 50 top Thanksgiving foods. We just sort of steamroll through some of these. And I want this to be a, community experience. I want you guys to chime in with your personal anecdotes as well, please. I love personal anecdotes. Chime in with some of these foods. Where are the chicken nuggies? Where are they? All right, let's get it started. Let's get things kicked off. It looks like we're going from baked goods. All right, no. Let's put I'm assuming that's a red velvet cake. You guys eat red velvet cake for Thanksgiving? Wow. I need to be involved in that. Let's start here. We're going with the roll section. We're starting with the roll segment here. This is an important one. It's really kind of part of maybe the most important piece of it all is the rolls, the starch. What are we starting with here? Biscuits. Biscuits. Are any of you guys have biscuits on Thanksgiving? Can't quite say I've ever done that now that I'm thinking about it. I don't think biscuits are a Thanksgiving food. Biscuits already take up too much stomach room. Great point, Sarah. Biscuits are a little too strong. Yeah, where's the F tier? D's not strong enough. I've always thought the idea of a D tier was horrible because what the fuck is a D? But we'll go ahead and put an F tier in here. Although I doubt that we'll even see an F tier. Biscuits are good, obviously, but I'm going to put biscuits in the D tier. I don't want biscuits on Thanksgiving. They are too heavy. Dinner rolls. Paul with the $2 donation. Fuck. My cat dragged his toy over here. I just stepped on it. Brown and serve rolls are Thanksgiving staples. S tier, solid B. S for dinner rolls. They got to go in S tier, man. Are you serious? How are dinner rolls not in an S tier? I mean, this is a staple for any Thanksgiving meal, but any real big meal in general has to have a bread component to it. Dinner rolls are the best, especially if you butter them correctly. You make them from scratch. More power to you. But think about all of the things that a dinner roll provides to the equation. right? You have a vehicle for you to dip in gravy, dip in cranberry sauce if that's a thing that you like. You know, clean up the leftover cheese from the mac and cheese, clean up some of the gravy, clean up some of the potato, right? Delicious. Delicious. King's Hawaiian rolls. They are good in their own right, but I will say this though. I don't really know if I want King Hawaiian rolls during the dinner itself. However, as a roll that you have for leftovers, it is absolutely top tier. Rolls are also butter transport methods. Exactly true. I'm going to put King's Hawaiian rolls in C. I like them. They're fine. King's Hawaiian so overrated, disgustingly sweet for bread. I do partially agree with that. The only time that I'm really in on King's Hawaiian rolls is for leftover Thanksgiving. That's literally the only time I think I ever eat them. And they are good for that. They are good for that. Crescent rolls. Fuck. I mean, crescent rolls are delicious. I don't know if I've had them. Those to me are more of a... It feels like a Christmas dinner type of experience. A crescent roll. Crescent rolls are incredible. But again, I don't know if I've ever had a crescent roll for Thanksgiving. Now that I'm trying to remember it. S? Well, I think dinner rolls have to be an S. C or D? I'm going to throw crescent rolls in B just because I do think they're better than King's Hawaiian rolls. Okay, I'm changing these already. I'm putting biscuits in F. I'm sorry. Biscuits for Thanksgiving is fucking insane to me. I'm moving King's Hawaiian down to D, and I'll put crescent rolls in C. I do think they're better than Hawaiian rolls. Crescent rolls are. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, now we have our bread, dinner rolls. Now we get into the big dogs. Brussels sprouts. I don't mind Brussels sprouts. I think they're fine. But I'd put them in the C tier maybe. Yeah, no cornbread on here is a little bit shocking. I was actually thinking about that. S tier? If you make them right, they're S tier. Huh. Boring D. B for Brussels. I was thinking B as well. I think they're a very, very solid vegetable option. I think they're a very solid vegetable option. There's not a lot wrong with just a solid vegetable option. B is safe. Squiggly, 24 months. No cornbread? I'm out. This list's going to make me too mad. Don't get mad yet. Butternut squash. Butternut squash is fucking incredible. Especially as a little soup option before your main dish. It's light. But damn, it tastes so good. So good. Butternut squash does. I think it is I think it's teetering on an A tier, to be honest with you. D tier? You'd rather butternut squash than sprouts. Huh. You see, we're going to get to some other greens that I personally would rather have a little bit more. Can we just admit turkey's overrated? No, we agree. Butternut squash might be my least favorite food of all time. Really? I like squash soup, but I don't think of it as a Thanksgiving food. I eat it for Thanksgiving. I do eat it for Thanksgiving. All right, we'll put butternut squash in the B tier. I'm okay with that. But I do think it's absolutely delicious and a perfect sort of opening food. Cranberry sauce. So we have two cranberry options here. Just full disclosure, I'm out on cranberry sauce. I'm out on all of it. I'm going to put jelly cranberry in the F tier. No, thank you. I don't want that. I can't. The texture to me is just a no. The texture for me is an absolutely no thank you. To the point where if it like sneaks onto other portions of my plate, it freaks me the fuck out. However, cranberry sauce I think is fine. Dipping your roll in cranberry sauce is really good. Is really solid. So I'm not, I'm out on it. I'm out on the cranberry section of it. Jellied is S tier, really. This to me feels like it's a pure hey, I grew up eating it thing. 1, 2, I don't mind the texture of it at all. You have to make cranberry sauce, but it's essentially cranberry composite. Yeah, or compote. Yeah. If it jiggles, I don't want it. It's just a texture thing for me. I'm not like opposed to cranberry sauce necessarily. I put it in the D though. Green bean casserole. For me, this is an S tier. This is a very strong S tier candidate here. Immediately. For me personally, I have to put it in the S tier. I think it's possibly up there for one of my favorite sides. It's unbelievable. You get the French onion, right? You get the bacon bits in there as well with the green beans. Delicious. And I like green beans as well. I mean, I'd eat just straight green beans. Never liked it that I married a white woman. S tier for sure. All right. This music is reaching a weird point. I don't want singing. No, I don't want any fucking vocals. Is green bean casserole a super white thing? I'm assuming. Shout out to the white people for green bean casserole. All right, yeah, for sure. We did our thing on green bean casserole, man. We did our thing on green bean casserole. Anything casserole is a white thing. What does Finn eat? I have tried very hard to get Finn to eat human food. He's an older cat. He's like 12, 13 years old. So he's an older cat. He refuses to eat anything. I leave out food for him. I put food in front of his face. I try to give him treats. He loves his fucking kibble. He loves it. He sprints to his food bowl anytime I get up. My cat doesn't eat 95% of cat food, much less human food. My cat likes the buffalo. Is that what it's called? Blue Hill. Blue Buffalo. What is it called? Kibble is horrible for him, though, and it tastes like shit. Dude, he loves it. Like, he doesn't want any other food. Roast turkey. All right, here we go. We're getting to some turkey options here. Roasted turkey. Now, I'm gonna say right here that I'm kind of out on turkey. You really got to make it right. And if you don't make it right and it's dry, it's fucking awful and terrible to eat. Straight up. Roast turkey. So to me, the ideal turkey would be a smoked turkey, which is on here. Fried turkey is also on here. That's also another option. But roast turkey to me is probably one of the lower tier turkeys. You can't put all turkey in the same tier. No, I'm not. There's definitely a big difference between a roast turkey and a smoked turkey. Air fried turkey? Well, I listened to you last year and you said, what the fuck is wrong with you? How does it fit in the air fryer? I guess there's different sized air fryers. I'm putting roast turkey in D. Now, unless I'm thinking about what a roast turkey, unless I'm not thinking about what a roast turkey is, it's just okay to me. It's boring. Same thing with the Hawaiian rolls. It's just kind of a boring thing that are there. Oh, there's cornbread. There is cornbread. All right, cornbread is unbelievable. Now, if we're going to say that, you know, like biscuits can be kind of a lot, cornbread can be a tiny bit of a lot. However, cornbread is unbelievable, though. I think it's a great A tier option right here. I would rather have the dinner rolls for a Thanksgiving dinner. You would take cornbread over the rolls. I respect that. Cornbread is a goated vehicle, though. It is. It is fucking really good. I think I'd rather have dinner rolls, though. I'm sticking to my guns here, and I'm putting it in the A tier. Corn on the cob. Corn on the cob is delicious. Now, with that being said, there's other ways of eating corn that I'd rather have. Ever done cornbread with brown sugar and milk in a cup? No, I have not. B or C? I'm thinking C as well. It's solid. If it's there, I'll eat it and I'll like it. Spinach. So I'm actually a big spinach guy. I think there's a lot of ways that you can really enjoy spinach. Worse than Brussels sprouts? Yes, I think Brussels sprouts are really good. Now I'm trying to remember what I like more. Spinach or cream spinach? I don't think I'm in on cream spinach. I think you get into like a weird texture thing there that I'm not a big fan of. But then isn't it almost like a spinach artichoke dip in a way? Spinach is goated. I mean, you can cook it, you can eat it raw, like... I'm trying to think where I want to put spinach. I'm kind of leaning C here. I like it, but I would rather have butternut squash for sure. I'd much rather have Brussels sprouts. I would say Mexican corn is not flavorless. Well, I think what they're saying is corn in and of itself is not like the most flavorful thing. But what you do is you use it as a vehicle to put like a elote on it or something. Spinach is good, but not for Thanksgiving. C or D. I think I'm going to put cream spinach in the D. I like cream spinach, but I think it's texture-wise, it's not really what I want on my plate. I don't know if I want that mushiness. Although I will say cream spinach, though, it is a nice little vehicle. It's a great little dipping option for your bread. Cream spinach, you dip with the bread. That's elite right there. You get sort of that. It's almost like a dip texture. Asparagus. How do you guys feel about asparagus? I think asparagus is really, really good. Corn too low, but I'm Spanish, so... Well, I'll tell you right now, cream corn's next. Cream corn's a very strong S tier contender for me. It's a very strong S tier contender. But we got 20 dipping options, spinach ain't up there. That's a good point. That is a good point. I think asparagus belongs in the C tier. A? I could hear a B argument for asparagus, actually. Let's go asparagus in the B tier. So cream corn for me is a strong S tier contender. Strong S tier contender. If it's done correctly, it is so good. And to me, it is my preferred way of eating corn on Thanksgiving. Now, the thing about cream corn is it's heavy. I mean, it's got fucking cream, right? So it's heavy. So I don't know how often I would eat it. Cream corn, how me acting a full S tier? I think it's absolutely an S tier. Too sweet? I can understand that. But also, here's another thing about cream corn. Elite bread dipping material. Especially, you get to the last couple of, like, corn kernels. You know, not enough to really scoop on a fork. Use your bread. Oh. Delicious. Absolutely delicious and elite. White gravy. So I gotta be straight up honest with you guys. Over time, I'm like out on gravy. I'm not like super in on it. And to me, I don't know what the fuck happened, but a flip switched, and I think white gravy stinks. So much so that I'm willing to put it in the F tier. I'd much rather have brown gravy. Brown gravy is a little bit more like brothy. Whereas white gravy is it's just so much, and it just overwhelms everything else you have going on. You know? This is my opinion. I think gravy completely overwhelms. White gravy specifically completely overwhelms. I mean, you see it's on biscuits. That's why, like, biscuits and gravy. Yeah, because the biscuit's just a vehicle for the fucking gravy. Right? Mashed potatoes and gravy. Why? Well, because fucking gravy is mashed potatoes are a vehicle for you to eat gravy. Brown gravy to me is a little bit more brothy. I don't even really necessarily love it, though. But I'd rather have brown gravy. Gravy is the one thing that goes on everything, white or brown. Gravy also has incredible range. It's S tier. I'm sorry. I don't think so. I just think white gravy overpowers everything. Everything else, like in the S tier, stands on its own. Right? I could eat a dinner roll. Like if you butter it right, I could eat a dinner roll with nothing. And we're good. Green bean casserole goes without saying. Cream corn goes without saying. I like brown gravy much more. I'd put brown gravy in the C tier, in my opinion. So white gravy is Jokic, you're saying? No, white gravy is white gravy is current Jalen Noel. One of the worst in the game. God bless him. You eating turkey with no gravy? Well, in an ideal world, your turkey is cooked well enough that you don't need to drown it in gravy for it to be edible. That is the ideal world. But if I were to, my cock, 25 months, this is the content I'm sub for. But if I want to put gravy on my turkey, though, I want to put brown gravy on it. Spiral ham. So what's the difference between spiral ham and just regular ham? The way that it's cut, or is there a cooking? Admittedly, I'm not a big ham guy, so you guys are gonna have to explain to me what the difference is here between the two of them. Do you guys do both ham and turkey on your Thanksgivings? Ham is for Christmas, not Thanksgiving. No, some people definitely do both. Spiral ham's a little bit more glazed, is it not? A little bit more of that sort of brown, sugary crisp on the outside. Have you ever had honey band ham? Has better takes on food than the NBA? That's not true. Many people say my food takes are terrible. Ooh, spiraled ham's pretty fucking good. That, you know, when you get it right and there's that crisp, that brown sugar little glaze on the outside, there's a little crunch to it. And if it's cooked well, it can be so moist. Ham is F tier because it's haram. I would put just regular ham, because regular ham is kind of like turkey where it can be boring. Like maybe in the C tier, but I'll put spiral ham up in the B tier. I'm not a big ham guy. Not a second later. Ooh, spiral ham is pretty fucking good. Yeah, I thought about it more though. I don't like eat deli ham. Like ham is one of these. It is a holiday treat. I'm not just like, yeah, let's grab some ham from the deli. Smoked turkey. Smoked turkey to me, I think, is an S tier category here. Really, anything, it's kind of cheating because anything smoked is probably going to taste fucking delicious. And this might be a little Texan. This might be a little Texan of me. Where you just smoke any meat and it's delicious. But damn, a smoked turkey, dude. It's so good. It really is. What do we think here? This is a big one. This is a big one. Because you can absolutely overcook a smoked turkey, and that's the problem. Squiggly with the $5. The honey baked ham for the honey baked ham company is S tier. I never cared about ham, but my wife turned me on to it. We get it every Thanksgiving. I'm now thinking about a time where I did have smoked turkey once, and it was unbelievably dry. So I think that there's too much of a fine line to walk with smoked turkey when it comes to not being dry. When it's peak, it's peak. I'm gonna go A. Because I do think it's possible to fuck it up. Which then would mean, I think I'm putting fried turkey in the S tier. I actually do think fried turkey is probably the best way to go. Now that I know I just contradicted myself in the span of 10 minutes. 10 seconds even. But for me, my biggest gripe with turkey is always that it can be too dry. And I think fried turkey, you run the risk of it being too dry smoked turkey, you run the risk of it being dry more than a fried turkey. Where fried turkey is probably going to be moist no matter what. Mac and cheese. Is there any other mac and cheese options before? Okay, there's a baked mac and cheese. All right, just regular mac and cheese. Baked mac and cheese is immediately going in the S tier. Need I say more? Need I say anything else about baked mac and cheese being in the fucking S tier? You can put baked mac and cheese in the S tier of any food category. Like the easiest S tier of all time. In fact, it goes right to the front. Mac and cheese, absolutely. Normal mac and cheese, I'd put in the B. Regular mac and cheese is fine. Baked mac and cheese, and in fact, if it's not baked mac and cheese, 2 cream items in the S tier. This dude likes his cream. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Have I told you guys this story once? One time I went out to eat at a place called Haywire. It's like a southern food place, right? Went out to eat. It's okay. It's fine. It's a fine restaurant, whatever. And I ordered my dinner, and I don't give a fuck. If I'm going out to dinner, especially if the place is a little bit pricier, I'm getting whatever the fuck I want, okay? If it sounds good on the menu, I'm ordering it. I don't care about any dietary thing. And granted, I was also younger at the time. But I ordered their thing is a chicken fried steak, which I don't even like. But I ordered it. Chicken fried steak with a side of garlic mashed potatoes. And then my other side was mac and cheese. I ordered it. I literally order it. The guy looks at me and goes, damn, you carbon up? The waiter looks at me and goes, wow, you carbon up? I was like, write down my fucking order and go bring me my food. Unbelievable. Mashed potato. Here we go. I'm really not a potato guy. Let me just throw that out there right now. I'm really not a potato guy. Now, my favorite type of potato, and unfortunately it's not on here, is skillet potatoes, which I think are possibly S tier. Mashed potatoes for me are perfectly fine. That's what they are. So they're not an S tier. I think mashed potatoes could be an A tier. Mashed potatoes are C tier. Like, I'd much rather have other stuff. It's a solid role player, though. I mean, potatoes just serve as a vehicle for everything else, right? You put gravy on it. Mash is mid, never mad at it, but never impressed. B or C? I don't care if you're a potato guy, they're still S. You know, I do agree that they're such an important piece of the puzzle that I think they're A. Y'all never had a good mashed potato? No, I've had good mashed potatoes, and they are good. I'd rather have a skillet potato through and through. Baked potato. I'm not really a baked potato fan, honestly. I think, I'd rather have mashed potatoes, especially at a Thanksgiving thing. Baked potatoes are kind of a lot. I like the idea of a baked potato in the sense that, like, I go to a place and they offer a dish that's like baked potatoes and we throw everything on the fucking menu on it. It's like, okay, that's fine. Baby red potatoes with garlic, butter, and bacon is A+ tier. That sounds delicious. You can't underrate turkey, mashed potato, and gravy single bite. That is true. Mashed potatoes are such an important piece of the puzzle. I will put it in the A tier. Baked potato for me, I almost want to put in the D tier. Like, it's not something I'm all that interested in. How do you guys feel about that? Now, sweet potato is where things change. Is there other sweet potato dishes on here? Okay, there is a sweet potato casserole. All right, that does change things. There's also candied yams. That also changes things. So, sweet potato, just like a baked sweet potato, which I'm guessing this is what it is, because we do have sweet potato casserole here, and a sweet potato pie as well. I'd much rather have the other sweet potato options here than just like a flat out baked sweet potato. So I'm putting it in the D tier as well. But I do like sweet potato more than baked potato. Green beans, just regular green beans. I like regular green beans. I'd much rather have the string bean more than like these, like out of a can ones, to be honest with you. The out of the can ones, which is what we're seeing on the picture, so that's what I'm going off of. The out of the can ones to me are just like a no. I don't like them. They're boring as fuck. You have to drown them in salt and pepper for them to even really remotely be tasty. If you bake like the string beans, they can be really delicious and good. But again, I'd much rather have a green bean casserole. And that's what makes a green bean casserole successful is you're putting a whole bunch of other shit in it. So just normal, regular green beans go in the D tier for me. Potentially B. Potentially F. Potentially F. I'm actually like so out on green beans. They're actually the F. I don't want canned green beans. That's what these are. Peas as well, F. Peas fucking suck. As somebody who has British family members, you know, peas fucking reek. Okay? And especially, there's like creamed peas options that you can go with here. But just your standard run-of-the-mill peas, no thank you, man. I don't want peas. I definitely don't want peas for Thanksgiving. Okay? Now we're starting to get to some of the meat and potatoes. Cabbage. When we get to the somebody pissing slightly pea soup, I can't stand peas, dude. I cannot stand peas. Cabbage. I can't quite say I've ever had too much cabbage on Thanksgiving, to be honest with you. Like a slaw? Is that what they're talking about? Like a slaw almost? I don't know what this dish is that's on the screen. That doesn't look like a cabbage at all. Fried shredded cabbage with Brussels sprouts is fire if you season it right. Shams? Ugh. It's my turn now. Boston Celtics center Kristaps Porzingis plans to make his season debut tonight against the Los Angeles Clippers. Whoa! Was this really early? Is this like way earlier than they expected? The cabbage, I don't know. Maybe there's definitely ways to make... I can't quite say I've ever ate cabbage for Thanksgiving. Do we need to have like another don't eat it on Thanksgiving meal? Turkey? Or turkey. Jesus Christ. Adderall below. Never had on Thanksgiving. Shambo Alert's pretty good. Honestly, I don't know if I've had cabbage on Thanksgiving. Fried oyster mushrooms also I've never had. Do sound delicious though. Fried oyster mushrooms. Yeah, I mean, these fucking look good. I mean, you fry anything, they look good. But I have not had these on Thanksgiving. Deviled eggs. This is the easiest one of the day for me. Deviled eggs. They are a staple, not just for Thanksgiving, but for pretty much any other holiday. Easter, ton of deviled eggs. Christmas, always deviled eggs. Deviled eggs are kind of like a staple piece. You either love them or you hate them. And I fucking hate them. They go in the F tier. This is the easily the most disgusting food that is available ever. If I see it, it makes my stomach hurt. Straight up. It makes my stomach hurt. If I see deviled eggs, you know what? This isn't even fair. Like, it deserves its own shit tier list. Stick to NBA takes. Bryson, was Bryson the one? He has better takes on food than the NBA. 5 minutes later, stick to NBA. Easy F. Worse than F. Deviled eggs fucking suck. This is definitely a personal preference thing. I think the texture is awful. I think the smell is repugnant. I'm just out. I'm out on it. Fried turkey to me goes in the S tier. It's the best way to make a turkey. It ensures that you're getting a moist bite every time, but then also beyond that, you can inject it with the flavoring and stuff like that you needed, and it is, in my opinion, the superior way. Although smoked turkey is a good option, but there is a possibility of fucking up a smoked turkey, whereas fried turkey, bare minimum, I know I'm getting a moist bite, right? Obviously, there's absolutely a way you can burn your house down doing this, but deviled eggs, pickled fish, venison, summer sausage, crackers, cheese, Braunschweiger, damn, that's a good snack counter. Hell no. These aren't really ranked inside of the tiers, by the way. All right, now we're getting to some other stuff. What is that right there? Now we're getting some other stuff. That's collard greens, right? I actually like collard greens quite a bit, to be honest with you. Very, very southern dish. D tier. Where did I put spinach? C? I'd put collard greens in the C tier. The danger is the juice with fried turkey. I could be talked into B for collard greens, to be honest with you. But right now, I'm going to put it in the C tier with spinach. That feels about right. Like, spinach and collard greens to me are, like, about the same. Wine goes in the S tier. I mean, it's a focal point of the fucking whole experience. Although, I will say it's kind of a cop-out putting drinks on here, but that's neither here nor there. Spice cider. I think spice cider sucks. I don't like spice cider at all. Favorite wine, I'm not like a wine guy really. I only really drink it on like special occasions. So I'll drink anything, but I've grown to really appreciate it. I'll say that much. Any spice drink is ass. Yeah. I'm sorry, this is going in the F tier. I'm so out on spice cider. Welch's fucking grape juice. I mean, I'm assuming this is like your non-alcoholic alternative to wine, which is fine. I'm just gonna put it in the never had on Thanksgiving. Roasted veggies. Pretty hard to go wrong here. Pretty hard to go wrong with roasted veggies. Where's the beer? So over time, I've learned beer on Thanksgiving is not the way to go. Reason is you're already putting so much food into your body. Beer soaks up so much and takes up so much space in your stomach. I think roasted veggies to me have to probably go in the B tier. And I'm actually going to move collard greens up to the B tier as well. Okay, here we go. Let's get into here. Stuffing. So, I've never had sausage stuffing, although that sounds kind of interesting. I'll put that in here. For me personally, I cannot stand stuffing. I don't like it at all. I do not like stuffing. I have tried a million different kinds. I have tried stuffing from every single person who says they have the greatest stuffing that you will try. And I'm out on it entirely. I don't like it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's mushy bread. What is the point? Cornbread's not mushy bread, bro. Stuffing not being S or A tier is criminal. Well, you guys are about to be upset when I put it in the fucking F tier. Where's mashed potatoes? We went mashed potatoes in the A tier. What happens to cornbread when you slather it in butter? It tastes delicious. I'm not putting it in the F tier. I'm not putting it in the F tier, actually. Because I don't mind it. I don't hate it. Like all these other foods, biscuits in the F tier is harsh. Let's move biscuits up to D. You know what? I will put stuffing in the C tier. For me personally, it's more of a texture thing than anything else. But I have enjoyed the taste of it from time to time. Stuffing, mashed potatoes, turkey, to me, are the essentials. Biscuits should go and not Thanksgiving. I do kind of agree with that. How many of you guys actually eat biscuits with Thanksgiving? Like biscuits. I honestly have never heard. Of biscuits on Thanksgiving. Okay, here we go. The dessert time. Actually, let's get rid of the non-desserts first, and then we can dive deep into the desserts. Booty noodles. Okay, I searched that, and I wish I didn't. What in the fuck is this? What is booty noodles? Chitterlings? Okay. I think this is a troll here. Someone's definitely trolling. Somebody's definitely trolling. Well, let's not even partake in the troll. Potato salad. Eh. Don't love it, don't hate it. Would absolutely put it on my plate and eat it. S, I love it. B for potato salad. I was kind of thinking a solid B. Overrated. B or C is kind of where I'm leaning. Right now I'm kind of thinking B, to be honest with you. Can't be better than stuffing. I would rather... So, all right, here's my logic. I'm looking at things in the C tier. Crescent rolls, corn on the cob, spinach, brown gravy, ham, stuffing. I would rather eat potato salad than any of those. So, I'll put it in the B tier. This feels like a safe place for it to be. Okay, here we go. Sweet potato casserole. Fuck. Oh, so goddamn good. So good. Now, this is my contribution right here to Thanksgiving usually. Is a sweet potato casserole. If you cook it right, if you bake it right, if you layer it right, you get the brown sugar crisp at the top with the marshmallow, you know, that sort of sweetness of the marshmallow. In our, as well, with the orange juice, we put a little orange juice in ours to give it a little tangy, citrusy flavor. This to me is an easy A. Or, I'm sorry, easy S tier. Easy S tier. Unbelievably good. And it's not just because I make it. S tier, though. We had Thanksgiving at work last week, and my boss brought sweet potato casserole with pecans to give some crunch, and it ruled. Sweet potato is so bad. No, sweet potato is delicious, dude. Sweet potatoes are delicious. Sweet potato casserole is an easy S tier addition. Pumpkin pie. Do we get the pumpkin pie one out the way? I don't like pumpkin pie at all. I don't like it. I've said this before. For me, it's a personal thing. I don't really like pumpkin thing. I don't like pumpkin spice things. Pumpkin pie should be a lock for S. I don't agree. I don't like it personally. I'd much rather eat any other type of pie. Now, it's not to say I won't eat it. I will, but here's the reasoning why I would eat it is because I throw on a fucking pound of whipped cream, and then I enjoy the crust. So really what I'm doing is I'm struggling through the pumpkin pie portion of it by drowning it in whipped cream, and then I'm enjoying the crust part of it. So are you cilantro yes or cilantro soap? What's cilantro soap? And so because of that, I am putting pumpkin pie in the C tier because I respect it as a dish. I respect it for what the history of pumpkin pie is. I respect it. It's like the older, guy who's been in the league for 16 years and his prime's about 7. It's like the Derrick Rose, in my opinion, the Derrick Rose of Thanksgiving dishes. You have to respect it. There was a time when maybe you were in on it, but it's really lost its luster. You disrespect both me, pumpkin pie is an F. I can't put it in F. Like, F tier to me is like, I don't want that. Like, I will eat pumpkin pie. Damn, people do not like pumpkin pie. I'm stunned. No. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, most people I think really like it. But to me, I'm not like a pumpkin guy. You know? So we have candied yams. Pretty similar-ish to sweet potato casserole. A little bit creamier with the candied yams. I mean, I like them both a lot. I kind of feel like they're almost so similar that it's just like... You'd rather eat any other pie? No way it's B. I have it in C. It'll be the lowest. I have a sweet tooth. I'm a fucking baked goods fiend. Candied yams are delicious. I'm going to put candied yams in A because I would rather have sweet potato casserole personally, but I do like candied yams quite a bit. Apple pie. I know I was kind of shitting on apple pie in a stream earlier. But now that I look at this picture and I'm imagining like a hot apple pie with a scoop of ice cream on top. I mean, yeah, that's pretty tough to beat right there. That's pretty tough to beat. And peach cobbler as well. But it's kind of unfair because you just put ice cream on it. I put it in A as well. I'll definitely put it in A because I'd much rather have a peach cobbler, and I think peach cobbler might have an S tier argument. Pecan pie, not really my thing. I'm not like a huge fan of nut-centric dishes, to be honest with you. So for me, I'm out on pecan pie, although I do appreciate the taste. It's more so just the texture for me that I'm kind of out on. So for that reason, I think I'm putting it in the C tier, although I could hear a B tier argument because, again, I do really appreciate the taste. It is kind of similar to stuffing in a way for me. Booty noodles is someone was trolling. I thought that was an actual dish, and I looked it up. Somebody's trolling. Pecan pie for me, I think is a C tier. Pecan pie D, definitely over gravy and rolls. I'm thinking about maybe moving down brown gravy. I don't like gravy. I think I moved brown gravy down to D tier. Sweet potato pie, also very delicious. Now, if you don't like sweet potato pie, obviously you're not going to like this. I do like sweet potato pie quite a bit. Pecan pie isn't too sweet like other baked goods. But I think sweet potato pie... I mean, candied yams is much better. Sweet potato casserole is much better. I agreed. I kind of think this is a C. I think this is... Now that I'm thinking about it, I really do like the taste of pecan pie quite a bit. It is just the pecans. The texture for me is a lot. Peach cobbler. Give me a reason why peach cobbler is not an S tier dessert. I mean, it does. I think it does everything you want a dessert to do. It has the crust. It has the crust that you want. It has the peaches are just so versatile. A warm peach, I think, is probably the best fruit warmed. What do you guys feel about that? Like, there's some fruit where if it's a little bit warm, the texture of it throws me the fuck off. But, like, a peach that's hot is so good. Anti-gravy's a new one, just a dry plate. Well, I think in theory, your food is so good, your turkey is moist enough that you don't need to drown everything in gravy for it to taste good. I think it's kind of the point that I'm coming across with. Where, like, white gravy is so overpowering and overwhelming. So for me, that goes in the F tier. I don't like the taste of it, and it overtakes anything that it's on. Brown gravy's different for me. It's more brothy. I like that a little bit more, but I don't necessarily love it. I think peach cobbler is an S tier. It's so fucking good. I mean, these next. So I can't say I've ever had banana pudding on Thanksgiving. I do love banana pudding. I would not put banana pudding in the S tier though, just because it is a lot. It's a lot. Like, I feel like I could eat 20 peach cobbler, 20 slices of peach cobbler. Whereas banana pudding, I can only eat maybe one, and I'm like already kind of out. But it is so good though. So I'm gonna put banana pudding. I almost want to put it in the C tier for the fact that it is simply way too strong. But I'll put it in the B tier. And I do agree. Is red velvet cake Thanksgiving? I've never had red velvet cake on Thanksgiving. I do love red velvet cake. I actually can't say I've ever had banana pudding on Thanksgiving. Is banana pudding a real Thanksgiving dish? How do we feel about that? This could change things for us. Do we move things around? Red velvet cake is way too rich. I do partially agree. I like it, but it wouldn't be it'd be probably a B tier category for me. I think I've had banana pudding on Thanksgiving now that I think about it. I put red velvet in B. We need to move some things around. We're done. But I don't like... There's too many in S tier, personally. I think I'm going to move cream corn down to A. Cream corn down to A. And I almost want to put wine in A, only because it feels unfair to have wine in the S tier. Love you too. Amoon. Put wine in D. Banana pudding is everywhere in Ohio. All right, that's fair. I do like banana pudding. Wow, I am white as it gets. Huh? I have 2 casseroles in the S tier. I don't give a fuck. This shit's delicious. Wine's S tier. All right, fair. I'm cool with all my S tier categories. I don't want to move a single one of these. Cornbread, smoked turkey, mashed potato, candied yams, apple pie, cream corn in the B tier. Do we think about moving anything in the B tier up to A? I could hear an argument for Brussels sprouts up to A, actually. Spiraled ham, I could hear an argument for getting bumped up to the A category as well. Collard greens, I could maybe even be talked to. The more that I look at potato salad, the more that I'm thinking could actually make a jump up to the A tier. Apple pie greater than peach cobbler. See, I disagree. They're close. I like both of them though. Imagine Thanksgiving with no mac and cheese, bro. I have baked mac and cheese number 1. I have it literally number 1. So I have just normal mac and cheese B. Baked mac and cheese is in a tier by itself, damn near. I'm thinking about moving Brussels sprouts up to A. I'm feeling good about that. The B tier now, we have butternut squash. I think is so good. Asparagus, spiral ham, which I could hear an argument for A. I like Brussels sprouts if you cook them right. C tier, we have crescent roll, corn on the cob. I kind of think, okay, I'm moving spiral ham up to A. So in the B tier, we have butternut squash, asparagus, mac and cheese, roasted veggies, collard greens, potato salad, banana pudding, and red velvet cake. In the C tier, we have crescent rolls, corn on the cob, which to me could go in the D tier pretty easily here. And I'm putting corn on the cob in the D tier. Spinach, I just like spinach. Regular ham, yeah. Stuffing, pumpkin pie, pecan pie, and sweet potato pie. Then in the D tier, we have Hawaiian rolls, cranberry sauce, cream spinach, roast turkey, sweet potato, baked potato, brown gravy, and corn on the cob. Okay, I'm moving brown gravy back up to C. Moving brown gravy back up to C. Personally, pecan pie again. It's a good taste, and you know what? I could hear the argument. I'll put it up to B. And then in the F tier, we have jelly cranberry, no fucking chance, white gravy, green beans, peas, and cider spiced. And then deviled eggs in its own shit tier by itself. How do we feel about this list? How do we feel about this one, huh? I think this is good. I kind of think D for cream spinach is kind of harsh. But then, okay, never had on Thanksgiving. Cabbage. I don't know if I've ever had cabbage on Thanksgiving. Fried oyster mushrooms. Do sound delicious. Never had them, though. The sparkling grape juice. Sausage stuffing. Never had it, I don't think. I'm Southern enough that I feel like I have had this at some point, but biscuits and booty noodles. I don't know what the fuck that is about. So anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. This is almost a 2-hour long episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're on Spotify, leave a 5-star review. I love you. I love this. Should I tweet this out? I feel like I'm opening myself up for getting shit on. Important stream. I do agree. This is like a stream that I think you look back on, that I point people to. I point people to and I say, yeah, look at this stream. It'll go viral, though. I highly doubt it'll go viral. We should tier rank the presidents in U.S. history. That's a good one. Take out the booty noodles. Do I? Yeah, I don't want people. I don't know what the fuck booty noodles is. Oh, I can't remove it once it's in here. Do you have cheesecake for Thanksgiving? I think I have in the past. Cheesecake is so heavy. I like the taste of cheesecake quite a bit, especially like a strawberry cheesecake. But it is so heavy. It's slightly biased. Thanksgiving food tier list. All right. Tier rank Christmas gifts. I feel great about this one, man. I really do. I love this list. We did a great job. Cheesecake is S tier for bougie restaurants with light portions. I mean, the taste of cheesecake is incredible, but it's why I love like a sweet potato casserole or like a peach cobbler. They're like light enough, you know? They're light enough that they're good. Exactly why you need the light portions, yeah. Tier rank basketball players' auras? No, I'm not going to do that. I need to get the hell out of here. 11:30. Running behind the 8-ball. I knew that would be a long stream. All right, so since we're not going to do Friday this week for slightly early. So I'll be live tomorrow. So we'll do a Tuesday and Wednesday slightly early. Stream. We ate, left no crumbs. That's exactly right. That's damn right. Thank you all for coming out. All of the OGs, you guys know I love you very much. Could have spent your Monday morning anywhere in the world. You decided to spend it here. New subscribers, I promise you guys will not regret it. Donations, members, thank you guys so much. You never have to do that, but it helps me out tremendously. And it makes me feel so good. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I will be dropping a power rankings video hopefully later today. I don't know if I might not have time. I might not have enough time. But we'll be live again tonight on playback.tv/slightly biased. That's playback.tv/slightly biased for the Mavs and the Hawks game. Love you all. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Talk to you all later. Bye.